when you talk about moisture training, you want to, when you start to moisture train, you want to build what you call a regimen. And a regimen is basically what you will do to your hair every week. Daily, weekly, monthly. This, as a stylist and as a natural person myself, is what I would recommend. This formula may not work for everyone. It may not fit your schedules. It may not be something that you could do yourself. However, I do recommend it if you're wanting your hair to start to retain moisture, your length start to retain, and styling and detangling, washing, all that become easier. Building a regimen basically sets your hair up for its future. So, the first thing you want to do, I personally do not believe in co-washing. I know a lot of you guys do. I don't think co-washing is good enough because you need to cleanse your hair. Your hair and scalp is a working bodily organ. And dead hair or unclean hair does not function as well as clean hair. Just like an unhealthy body does not function as well as a healthy body. Now, the reason why we don't pay attention to our hair as close as we do our body because we don't feel pain. The pain comes with breakage that we like to blame on a certain product or blame on lifestyles, and which lifestyles can affect it too. But that's where our pain is, in breakage, in our edges falling out, or lifeless hair, hair that doesn't have body, hair that's not retaining, hair that's not growing, hair that's more tangled than it is detangled. That's where our pain is. So just like with your body, you don't want to do anything that's going to mask the pain. You want to find what's causing the pain and get rid of that, and therefore you eliminate the problem totally. So when finding the pain of what's causing your hair to break, you first need to evaluate what type of products you're using and how you are using them. Being that we are such a different breed of people, you know, all of our hair is so different from the next. I mean, like, even from my daughter and I, we have two totally different types of hair. And my hair responds better to certain products, whereas her hair does not respond to certain products. So your first thing you need to do is find a shampoo that is not going to strip your hair, that's not going to weigh it down. It actually thoroughly cleanses it. And that's like priming your hair for what's to come next. I mean, just like when you put on makeup, you want to prime your face, because when you get the paint in your face, you need it to stay. And that's what your primer does. Cleansing your hair is like cleansing the foundation of what you're about to do. So if you're expecting a bomb twist out, you need to give it clean hair in order for it to respond to that. So I have several different shampoos, starting with the Perfect Moisture Natural Shampoo, which is one of my very first ones, which is still a great choice for any type of hair. It's made with pure castile soap, several organic oils, hibiscus powder. It is in a liquid version, so in a huge 16-ounce bottle, so it can be used forever. It has peppermint oil in it that is awesome for the scalp. It helps with circulation, and it leaves a nice, cool, tingly sensation on your scalp. And it's very cleansing. That's one thing most people find out about it, is that it's very cleansing. So if you're brand new to Tangles and Beyond, I would start with that one. If you are wanting to move beyond that, and I'm sure most people have heard of the whip shampoo so far, the first one is the Perfect Moisture Whip Shampoo, which is basically the liquid version in a whipped format without hibiscus powder though. Hibiscus powder was not added to the whip shampoo, but it does still have the peppermint oil in it that gives the tingly sensation. It is one of my sister's favorite because she's very clean, and she enjoys how clean it makes her scalp, which I do too, which all of them do. All of my shampoos are really good about cleansing the scalp. Which a lot of people tend to ignore, especially if they co-wash, because co-washing is typically used to detangle mostly, but it's not cleansing. You can run lotion all over your body all day long, but you're still nasty up under that lotion. So it's the same thing with conditioning. Cleanse first, then condition. bathe first, then lotion. That's how it works. So, then you have the Residual shampoo, which was the first shampoo I made with a clay in it. It's one of my top sellers. It smells like pound cake. It's in a nice whipped format that really melts into your hair. Nice rich lather on it, cleanses the scalp good. Some have found that it's too clarifying, which means that they feel like it's too cleansing. It almost leaves a squeaky clean. Some people don't like that, especially if you have extremely dry hair. It may make you feel like it's overly clean, and that may not be what you want. So that's when I would move you to a more moisturizing one, which would be either the strawberry therapy poo, which has the monthly protein therapy in it as the moisture. So it's like a big, probably a fourth of the jar is nothing but conditioner added to the shampoo, and that just makes an ultimate conditioning shampoo. The chocolate antidote poo is the same way. So the first step to moisture training is finding a decent shampoo. I recommend Tangles and Beyond. So you want to shampoo your hair at least once a week, especially if you are heavily active. If you work out daily, or you're in an environment where you sweat a lot and your hair needs the moisture, that I would recommend shampooing your hair at least once a week. If not once a week, every 2 weeks is absolutely mandatory. Going more than 2 weeks without cleansing your hair and scalp, you're just setting up problems. For one, this hair tends to dread very easily. It tends to knot very easily, and the dirtier your hair is, the easier the knots will form. So never go more than 2 weeks without shampooing your hair. Now, the very next step is absolutely the most important step. It is the most time-consuming step. However, skipping this step will do way more damage than what you realize. And I know most of you guys, well, I do this, and I have kids, and I have to go here, and I have to work, and I'm tired, and da-da-da-da, blah, 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 blah. If you are not deep conditioning your hair, every single time you shampoo, you are doing your hair a disservice. You must, in order to retain moisture, in order to build this regimen properly, you have to incorporate deep conditioning in your regimen. All you need is 20 minutes. Now let me break down what deep conditioning means. Deep conditioning is not running conditioner through your hair while you're in the shower, bathing, rinsing your soap water off, and then rinsing the conditioner out. That is not deep conditioning. Deep conditioning is not putting on conditioner and walking around the house without anything covering your hair for 20 minutes. That's not deep conditioning. Deep conditioning is adding some element of heat to your conditioning phase in order to consider it deep. Deep is opening up the cuticles of every single strand and allowing moisture to seep inside of those strands. If you are not reaching the inside of your strands, you're not doing anything. You're just slathering on conditioner on the outside of the strand. Moisture retention starts within each hair. If you could look at our hair, when I say our, I mean black hair, microscopically, you will see that it's like a tube. It's like a straw. And inside of that straw is what they call the medulla. The medulla is where moisture retention starts. If you're not reaching moisture to that medulla, you're not feeding your hair. You're not nourishing your hair. You're just basically slathering stuff on top. The kinkier your hair is, the drier your hair is, the harder it is to get to the medulla. The kinkier, the drier your hair is, the more important deep conditioning is for you. The less you do it, the more breakage will occur because your hair is easily to dry out. The drier your hair, the easier it is to break, the less retention that you have. The more you moisturize your hair, the more you continue to deep condition it, the more elastic it becomes, which means it can be pulled and won't break. If you can run your hand through your hair right now and look at your hand and see broken hairs, you have very weak hair. By mere touch, So if you can do that right now, your hair is very weak and you need to be on a regimen of deep conditioning every single time you shampoo, which should be at least every week or every 2 weeks. No less than that. So, as far as my lineup of deep conditioners, I think I melted this. I should have got an antidote that was actually melted by the sun, because I melted this in the microwave and I think I messed it up. Because it's completely separated now. You know, that's false heat compared to sun heat. So, but anyway, my lineup of deep conditioners starts with the Perfect Moisture Deep Conditioner, which is the one in the bottle. Nice and thick, real soft on the hair, smells awesome. I would recommend using it right along with your shampoo every single week. Shampoo, deep condition with some type of heat, either steamed heat or dry heat. Even if you do the towel wrapped around your head, it keeps some warmth in. If you do the shower cap thing, that's fine. But if you do it with a heated dryer or a steamer is even better. Steamer is absolute number one. Then a heated dryer, then a... Don't you dare go out, thing. Crap. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me still? Because I had an alarm go out. Y'all can still hear me? Okay, good. Turn the chat back off. Okay. If you are skipping out on the deep conditionings, you are totally don't get this natural hair thing. You must deep condition. The next deep conditioner I have would be the antidote. Well, let's back that up. The JCDC, which is a lot of you guys' favorite. I mean, a lot of y'all's favorite. Jesus Christ. G's Caribbean Dream Cream is what JCDC stands for. So if you hear me say JCDC, I'm talking about the pink hibiscus infused leave-in detangler. This product was designed for Gia because Gia has this very rare looking sandy brown hair that looks thick but is not thick at all. Her hair tangles. Yeah. Her hair tangles very easily. So of course, her being a child, I needed something that was going to break her tangles up without it tearing all her hair out and keeping her from squalling. So this was designed. And I added the hibiscus powder because I want her hair to thicken up some. And so far, you guys have given awesome reviews on how well it detangles, how well it conditions and moisturizes, hair thickening up. I mean, like, it's been awesome reviews on it. So, and I appreciate all of you guys' feedback on that because that's what I needed to hear to make sure that it was doing what I expected it to do. So this is a leave-in conditioner. You can apply it, detangle, and actually leave it in, twist with it, do a braid out with it, roller set with it. I would recommend JCDC for, I would say, looser textures. Very, very kinky hair, such as mine, like mine, I rarely use JCDC on my hair. I have heard of others using it on very kinky, thick hair and love it. To me, my hair needs more. I need heavier moisture, in my opinion. You would have to really see what works best for your hair. But I do think that the JCDC works very well on very loose textures. It's a water-based product, so it will work very well on loose textures. Kinkier textures need butter-based products, which we're about to get to. Next in that lineup will be the 3 antidotes. We start out with the antidote that smells just like lemon pound cake, that smells just like the Residual shampoo. And it's been always a bestseller. And then you guys ask for it in strawberry and you ask for it in chocolate. And I love to give you guys what y'all want. So there are 3 sets of antidote. One is chocolate, one is strawberry, one is basically vanilla. It's like Neapolitan. And the only difference between those 3 are the scents, and the chocolate has babasu oil and hazelnut oil in it because it was the same that came with the chocolate factory. So those are the 2 additional oils in it. They all work extremely well. The antidote has been used from everything from deep conditioning to styling to head to toe moisture. So it's pretty much the antidote for everything. Just so weird that the name actually matches the product. But lots of you guys use it for way more than what it was originally designed for, which was supposed to be a deep conditioning for after you take out a protective style. When you take out a protective style, most of us When we have our protective style in, we are not moisturizing our hair nightly or daily or weekly at all. We're just rocking our pretty little sew-in or our pretty little crochet braids, our pretty little box braids. And then when we're ready to take it down, we're met with this mass of tangled, dry, insane, mangled mess. So I designed a product to help alleviate some of that, break up the tangles, give it that instant moisture that it needs, and make the whole process of getting back your curls easier. And so far, you guys love it, so that's great. And then others started using it as a styler because it can be. It's nothing wrong with using it as a styler and leaving it in. If it's not too heavy for you, I say go for it. You don't need but a little bit when you're styling with it. I mean, just a tad on each twist or each braid or each roller set. You don't need a whole lot. When using it as a deep conditioner, I definitely, especially after a long protective style, you need to do it with some type of heat. Absolutely, with some type of heat, because that's just gonna make the tangles just slip apart. That's what you want. You want ease of pulling out all your shed hair, because you're gonna lose some hair, but that's mostly shed hair. You want to easily pull that shed hair out without yanking your good hair out. So that's what the antidote is designed to do. Now, after you have shampooed, deep conditioned, next is figuring out what style you're going to do. Lots of people like protective styles. They like to do mini twist, or they'll put a sew-in in, or they'll do crochet braids, or they'll do a twist out. My go-to, of course, is mini twist, or just twist anyway. I'll shampoo my hair, deep condition, put my hair in twist. I work from home. I rarely go anywhere, you know, to the gym and back. My hair typically stays in twist until I wear it out. If I go out that weekend or something, I'll take my twist out and fluff my hair out. Other than that, my hair stays in this ball or it stays in the twist. You guys who actually, you know, have to leave the house to work and you want to be presentable, then you'll have to figure out what style is going to match, you know, your workplace or however you plan to look or present yourself. Just know that whatever style you choose, there is a product that Tangles and Beyond offers to help with that. I will start with my favorite so far, which is the crunch-free honey marmalade. I love this stuff. And I have the most perfect twist outs. I really wish my hair was done right now so y'all can see what I was talking about. But if you go back to my Instagram, you'll see several pictures that I've posted of my hair using the marmalade. It gives me insane definition, a lot of body, nice little soft hold, and I love it. I love it. Of course, there are tons of YouTube reviews and tutorials using the antidote as a styler on roller sets. I know Kinky Coily Kelly, I think. Please don't hate me if I got your name wrong, because you have been awesome to me. But she has several tutorials on the antidote, on using roller sets, twist outs. I mean, her hair is always gorgeous, and she always gets the best reviews on Tangles and Beyond, especially the antidote. And Tashandra, I think her name is Miss Shawn on YouTube. She does several reviews on the antidote as a styler. So I personally don't use the antidote as a styler because the antidote on my hair is very heavy. So if you have very, very thick, kinky hair, it is absolutely the best. But lighter textures hair, I would say go with the honey marmalade or the honey hair gel, which I had previously discontinued because we brought out the honey marmalade. But you guys kept asking about it, and since I'm not in charge of making it, Julian is, I asked him would he bake y'all some, so he said yeah. So we put it back up. The difference between the honey hair gel and the marmalade is the one gel is aloe based and the other gel is flaxseed based. Honey hair gel is flaxseed based and it comes in a bottle. It's a bit thinner than the marmalade. It has a tad bit more honey in it, and it has sweet almond oil and apricot kernel oil in it also. And it gives more of a medium hold, a harder hold than the marmalade does, but it's still not crunchy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you understand what I mean. It's not a hard hold at all, but it's more of a hold than the marmalade. So it really depends on what you're going for and your type of hair and how it responds to it. I think either one of them you guys would like. And then we have the Perfect Moisture Shea Butter Blend, which is probably one of the oldest next to the liquid shampoo is a butter blend of mango, olive, castor, jojoba, coconut, safflower, hibiscus powder. Just a beautiful blend of organic oils and herbs in mango and shea butter, and it's been around forever. Great definition, insane moisture. If you're dry, this is what you need. Insane moisture. And you use that as a style with it. It has a great lemongrass scent that I love. Y'all have been begging me to put it on the Body Frenzy side, but I just will not. It will be exclusive to the buttercream. And you can use it daily, weekly. Children, the only thing I would watch for is if you're allergic to hibiscus powder, it's in there. So I wouldn't slather it on if you can't handle it. So that's it. You cleanse, you deep condition, and you style. That's your 3 steps to building a regimen. The only point people seem to lose focus is doing it consistently. The more you do it consistently, the more results you will see. It is exactly like working out. You can work out every single day, eat right every single day, and you're guaranteed to see results. There's no way around it. You're going to see results. But if you don't, you won't see results. It's that simple. If you don't keep your regimen up, you won't see the results. If you don't keep your good eating habits up and working out daily, you won't see results. It's the same effect. It's staying consistent and not expecting overnight results, because that's not how life works. I would say give it anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, just like working out. I mean, like, you want to lose 20 pounds, you need to give yourself at least 6 to 8 weeks, and probably longer depending on how hard you're working, because it takes me to lose 20 pounds, I need a good 12 weeks. But seeing a difference in your hair shouldn't take but 6 to 8 weeks. Some people say using Tangles and Beyond, they've seen immediate differences. And like, they'll see a difference from using my stuff to having to go back to old stuff and be like, okay, there's something different about this stuff. So staying consistent is what you need. I am doing my best, guys, to provide as much as I possibly can on every drop, so you guys don't have gaps in between when you're needing stuff. I want you to be able to get what you need that's going to last you until the next drop, so y'all have enough and not have to go back to using something else, because hair responds differently to products like that. I remember April she ran out of marmalade, and she tried a store-bought brand, and she was like, I can't stand this sticky mess. Please send me some right now. And I had to get her a jar in the mail, because she needed it. I mean, that's it. Once you get used to something and it's working for you, you don't want to switch. So I'm trying to get to where I can put out enough for you guys, and y'all don't have to go use anything store-bought to keep giving you the same effect that I've given you. So I think that's it, y'all. You know what? We're going to do this antidote tomorrow. I'm going to sit a jar out in the heat in my mailbox, because I think I destroyed this. Yeah, I messed this up, melting it too fast in the microwave. It was a fresh, perfect jar too. But I'll sit a jar in the mailbox in the morning, and I'm going to let it sit out there all day and actually separate and see if I can get it back to its creamy state. I mean, even if it does not get back to the original state, it's still perfectly fine to use. It still works just as great. So I hope this helps someone. I hope you understand what moisture training is. Once you start seeing your hair easier to detangle, easier to style, your wash days aren't lasting 4 or 5 hours, you're not losing a ton of hair every time you shampoo, your styles are lasting longer, your hair takes longer to dry, that means your hair is starting to train. And that's what you want. You want your hair to retain moisture. Moisturized hair is elastic. The more elasticity your hair has, the healthier it is, the less it is prone to breakage. Dry hair breaks. If your hair is dry, it's going to break, especially if you have very kinky hair. That hair is probably the most fragile out of the entire lineup. So if you're on that end of the spectrum, you have to be on a regimen in order to keep your hair growing and flourishing and not breaking off. One thing I need you guys to understand, that growth does not stop ever. Your hair never stops growing But if your hair is breaking as it is growing, therefore you never see retention. You never see your length retain if it's constantly breaking off. Switching between back and forth different products, using products that have ingredients in it that you don't even know what they are, constant manipulation, not drinking enough water, eating horrible foods, all of these things contribute to breakage. And you have to take that into account when you say, my hair is not growing. Your hair is always growing. But if your hair is breaking at the same time, you never see the length. So you have to get yourself on a regimen, put your hair through rehab, put yourself through rehab, and allow your hair to get to a point where it's consistent. And I promise you, you will see a difference if you stick to it religiously. It will help, especially if you're starting out with a little TWA. Like, that's the best time to start training your hair because it's already healthy. It should be anyway. If you just cut your hair, it's already healthy. But you don't want to damage it as it is growing out with trying 100 different products or not staying consistent, not sleeping in a satin bonnet, not sleeping on a satin pillowcase. You know, those things account for whether or not your hair is going to flourish or not. So you have to stay consistent. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm about to turn the